Hey, good to see everybody right here on 5 News Plus. Time for some more 5 Outdoors. You know the drill. We've got our friend Trey Reed from the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission joining us today. Trey, a lot of topics to discuss, some things happening around the state. First, though, it feels a lot like spring right now. I know it's fall spring, but it feels good. And we're starting to think about some things that come with real spring. One of those that might not immediately come to mind to old folks like us, internship season, and Arkansas Game and Fish Commission has some wonderful opportunities, right?
We do, Scott, have some fantastic opportunities. You know, as I travel around the state, one of the questions after, are you a game warden? Question number 2 is, how do you get a job at Arkansas Game and Fish? And being an intern is a great way to get your foot in the door. We have a number of folks on our staff right now who have participated in the Game and Fish internship program as college students. And, you know, they stuck around or came back, you know, and got a full-time job. And many of those have been with us for a number of years. And so, you know, and it's not just fisheries or wildlife management. Of course, we have the biologists there and fisheries and wildlife. You might be interested in a job as a game warden. And the enforcement division has a number of internship openings as well. Our geospatial information system division, our environmental coordination division, our education division has many openings. And so no matter, you know, you don't have to have we do ask you to have a declared conservation major, but that doesn't mean it has to be a biologist. Okay. You can, there's a lot of other ways that you can work in conservation in Arkansas and at Arkansas Game and Fish. Look, there are some prerequisites, Scott. You got to have a 2.5 GPA, for example, have to have 24 hours basically moving into your sophomore year at the time that the internship or the time of application. And speaking of applications, the deadline's March 15th. So still got a few weeks, but it just opened up about a week ago. So I wanted to remind folks that opportunity is out there. Go to agfc.com. Right there on the homepage, you'll see a link. If you want to learn more about those prerequisites, direct link to our internship page is agfc.com/internships, plural with the S, and it'll take you straight there with different prerequisites, some of and then a list, again, to a link to apply and a list of all the various divisions that are offering internships at Game and Fish this summer.
I'm curious, and I know this is going to be kind of an on-the-spot question. How many former interns have gone on to get full-time employment there at the agency?
Oh, I couldn't put a number on it, Scott. But I mean, just kind of right now, I can think of a handful just right off the top of my head. I know there's a couple of folks in our education division and several in fisheries and wildlife. And so, there's a lot of them that have come through that program to come on and come back and making a career of it.
Very few things in this world, Trey, are free. Including internship programs. However, there's a good way that yours is funded, and interestingly enough, right now is a unique opportunity to kind of help support that, huh?
Yeah, we do pay the interns, Scott. It is not an unpaid internship. You do make some money that you can use as you proceed through your educational pursuits. But no, I'm glad you brought that up. You know, lots of folks are familiar with the conservation license plate, the specialty plates. Ours typically depicts some native species of fish or wildlife. We've had some dogs on the plate as well.
That's right, some bird dogs, I believe.
Retriever for sure. So anyway, we've been doing that, believe it or not, Scott, for over 25 years now. Okay. And when the state legislature approved the act that enabled us to sell that license plate, it stipulated and specified that the funds had to be used for education purposes.
Okay.
That's what funds our internship program. That's how we pay those interns, or funds generated by that conservation license plate program. Look, we have a beautiful new plate this year. It is a painted bunting, a grassland obligate species. They have to have open grasslands or very open savanna type forest with limited tree canopy. That's what they like. That's where they thrive, and that's a very imperiled type of habitat here in Arkansas. We have a pretty nice one of the world's largest contiguous block of blackland prairie down in southwest Arkansas at Grandview Prairie Wildlife Management Area and Nature Center. But other than that, we're talking about little patchwork pieces that remnants that haven't been destroyed or pieces that have been restored close to native conditions, and that's what that license plate depicts. Grasslands are such an important part of our overall ecosystem here in Arkansas. I mean, you think of things like wild turkeys, bobwhite quail, not to mention you saw the pollinators, the butterfly and the bees that are depicted in that plate. That was very intentional by the artist Greta James and by the folks in our wildlife management and education divisions to include not only the painted bunting, but also some plant and other insect species that are very important that need these grasslands. And so not only are you doing good work by buying one of these plates, because $25 of your additional, I think $35 extra that it costs for one of these specialty plates comes right back to Game and Fish to go to education purposes. But we're also trying to create some awareness and attention about, the work the Game and Fish does and sort of some of the concerns and threats to some of these species, like the painted bunting, like our pollinators.
Trey, you and I have been discussing everything Arkansas Outdoors for at least a few years now, and I'm reminded of a conversation you and I had many years ago about the artist there at Game and Fish Commission who creates these plates. Tell me a little bit more about her. Share with our audience that unique story.
Her name, we've sort of changed through the years, Scott. Early on, we had contract artists that would do, and obviously 25 years, anybody that's turned on a computer or picked up a mobile phone, a smartphone lately, like we can do a lot more now than we could 25 years ago. And so there were some limitations early. But probably now about 10, 12 years ago, we started using our own in-house artists. It started with a guy named Aaron Johnson. And when Aaron left us to go work elsewhere, Greta James took over. And Greta's done, I think, the last 9. This might be number 10, but I think this is at least number 9 for her. The long-eared sunfish. But Greta's Arkansan, lives in Little Rock. She often, I think when we unveiled this plate, she talked about actually, no, that was the duck stamp. That her cat was a constant companion and inspiration for the duck stamp this year. She has done the last couple of Arkansas duck stamps as well, but just a beautiful, beautiful job. Man, that brown trout plate last year was gorgeous. It's personally one of my favorites. The way that she used that, the way you see the reflection of the water down in the fish and on the rocks on the bottom, it's just remarkable. As somebody who dabbles a little bit in art myself, that is not an easy trick to pull off. The long-eared sunfish is another one. I mean, I gravitate to the fish. This painted bunting is a beautiful plate. So colorful. I think it's going to be a really, really big seller. For a long time, the hummingbird, the ruby-throated hummingbird, which very colorful plate and it was pretty, but man, what we can do in reproduction now with technology, it's just so much more advanced. But that ruby-throated hummingbird was one of our top sellers for years. And I think it's that color, it's that backyard bird that so many people are, familiar with and feel, close to by putting out feeders. And I think you're going to see a lot of that same attraction for this painted bunting plate this year.
I can only imagine the joy she sees driving down the road, one, in seeing her work,
right,
but also knowing that her work is making such a huge difference in the lives of people, in conservation efforts across the state. Like, who would have thought being a license plate artist would be like so fulfilling? But when you think about everything that she touches and its impact, how incredible.
No, you're exactly right, Scott. I mean, there was actually an exhibition last year at the Arkansas Museum of Fine Arts in Little Rock that kind of talked about, some of these same concepts It was called From Conservation to Sustainability, going back to, early artists like Audubon and drawing awareness and attention and just identifying some of these species for the first time. But we were actually able to participate in some programming down there, Greta. We had the brown trout license plate on display, played a little film, and she was able to talk to some of the visitors to the museum about that. But yeah, I mean, if you look at like, you don't think like art and conservation necessarily like have this like close relationship, but look at what the federal duck stamp has done. I mean, the billions of dollars it has raised in the habitat it has conserved, and what it has done for migratory bird populations across North America. I mean, it's just like, it can't be overstated. But yeah, I mean, it's the same thing, man. I can't imagine the rewarding feeling of driving down the road and like, I did that, and that plate, I mean, every one of those plates is $25 for conservation in Arkansas. And when you talk, again, man, over 25 years that program's been in existence, we've raised well over $20 million. And again, it's all for education. I mean, exhibits at nature centers. It pays for field trips for kids to go to nature centers, to put diesel in the bus to get them there, and our internship program. Man, I got to say, Game and Fish does a lot of cool stuff, and it takes partners in the legislature in this case to approve that 25 years ago. But it has been one of our most successful ongoing programs that really, you don't have to buy a hunting license to support conservation in Arkansas. We'd appreciate it if you did, or a fishing license, but you can do it in other ways. And for, the general public to be able to do that through this play is just, it's really cool. It's very special, and just a fun way to honor our conservation legacy here in Arkansas.
Speaking of fishing and fishing licenses, let's switch gears here. We've been talking about this Legacy Lunker program for at least the last few weeks, and I think we even kind of went in deep into it a few months ago, kind of at the onset of the program. Here's how I feel about it. I feel that it's like watching an episode of the hottest TV show, and you got to wait another week or so to get that next dopamine hit, because it feels like every few days you and Game and Fish are putting out the next chapter in this incredible story, and that's what you're going to dive in now to.
Yeah, and man, Scott, it's nuts because, I mean, so spoiler alert, we had 2 more fish turned in last weekend, but these anglers keep sort of like organically presenting us with these stories that have to be told. I had a conversation with Randy Zellers, who does most of our print news releases, among many other hats that he wears, another one of our assistant chiefs in the communications division. And Randy said, at some point, I'm not going to be able to put a press release out for every one of these fish that's caught. I mean, we've got 6, and we are in the first week of February, okay? I mean, we've been 5 weeks into the program. My over and under unofficially set at 15. I'm looking like the over's going to hit on this one. But no, so again, do you remember, I think we talked about it a few weeks ago, Scott, the Lunkers number 1, 2, and 3 were all kind of in one family from Lake Austell.
At one lake, right?
Yeah, one gentleman caught one on a Saturday or Sunday. Then a few days later, his son and a friend were overfishing the same lake and caught 2 in the same day. Well, not to be outdone, but twin brothers, Trace and Levi Lowe from South Arkansas were fishing DeGray Lake last weekend when I believe it was Trace caught the first one and called the hotline, which 833-948 Bass, 833-948 Bass, our Legacy Lunker hotline. And so Will Lancet, the biologist, heads over. Within 20 minutes, his twin brother caught the twin brother caught Levi caught the 12.63 pounder that you see in the photo there, after Trace caught an 11.16 pounder. So anyway, just a remarkable feat to catch one fish like that, much less 2 in 20 minutes time. Now, Scott, I do have a little bit of a postscript, footnote, if you will, to this that's not on the brightest note, but it's something I want to talk about because we want to be transparent and we want to talk about the reality of what this program is. One of those fish didn't make it. Now, Both anglers will be entered into our rewards program, have a chance to win the express boat that will be drawn for at the end of the program in the fall. And he'll also get a replica mount. The angler didn't do anything wrong. We got there. They said the fish was looking pretty poor. It had a bunch of fungus spots on it. They were deep under the slime coat. It was not in good shape. So the reason I do bring that up, other than just transparency, is to remind people that these fish are going to be there's stressful situations to to handle them, to be in a truck. Now once they get to the hatchery, look, we're providing like world-class healthcare for them. I mean, it's like the UAMS of
fisheries,
fish hatchery care at the Joe Hogan hatchery over there. But yeah, this fish was in poor shape, and so we wanted to honor the angler, recognize him for his willingness to donate. And the fish was alive when we got there, and that's what we say: if the fish is alive, you qualify. We were attempting to revive the fish, and giving it some highly oxygenated water, some water conditioners that help restore the slime coat, and it just didn't even make it for us to release it back into the lake. So you need to remember that these big bass, and they're all females when they get to this, these big female bass are much closer to the end of their lives than they are the beginning. They are old age fish. And so this is a potentiality. We do the best we can to take care of the fish. The great thing about it is it's creating excitement. We're getting to see these fish. You can see the bad condition of the tail there on that fish and in the photo. So, again, the anglers did everything right. I don't want to cast any kind of disparagement on the way they handled the fish, because they did everything right and told us, like, hey, this fish is not in good shape. So we were immediately able to start giving it attention. But just one of those things that's going to happen. So although we have 6 official lunkers, 5 currently in the lunker bunker at Joe Hogan Hatchery, being well taken care of, and going to produce some offspring with hopefully proven growth potential to create more exciting big bass opportunities in Arkansas for years to come.
I don't know. I'm just going to call it now. I've just got this feeling. It's going to be pretty spring-like the next several days. I've got this itch to get out and fish. Others are too, I'm sure. I think the next chapter in Legacy Lunkers may just be a week away. And I'm going to be looking at your Facebook to wait to see what's going on.
It is. It's good. Again, Scott, I am enjoying it. I mean, as somebody, I've been around the game and fish for a while. I've been covering the outdoors for a long time. So it's easy to kind of I've seen it, I've done it, I've been jaded, but this is something that's really kind of excited me, and it's been fun to, when we get that call or I get that text or that email, Will's on the way to pick up another one. It's still exciting.
Yeah, no doubt about it. All right, that'll do it for this edition of 5 Outdoors. Trey, as always, we value your time and appreciate you coming on, sharing what's going on in hunting, fishing, and conservation around Arkansas. That'll do it for now, but of course you can stream all of our other 5 Outdoors right here on 5 News Plus. We'll have more for you right here next week.